Welcome to our deep relaxation class.
Hello and welcome everybody. My name is Brian. I'll be your facilitator for this evening's deep relaxation class. This time of year with the falling back and the time change, those couple of weeks right before Thanksgiving, it always reminds me to, in my yoga practice or in my deep relaxation and body care maintenance practice, to start to really tune into the season of things and really just starting to take more time to find that balance, to really honor rest. You know, the summer always feels like such a push with the long days. And this time of year, as the days get shorter, it's just a good reminder for us to pause and give ourselves more time to rest during this time of year. Also, as the cold and the wet and the wind increase in this season, it's a good reminder for us to practice warming exercises and stay grounded in our practice as well. So taking those cues from nature and the seasons, I've been inspired to deliver this practice. We're going to start just with about 30 seconds to a minute in this seated position, just to simply start to become aware of our breath. I want you just to try and quiet all the chit chat in your mind. Imagine like you were turning a volume knob down on a radio and just start to tune out of your day and all those external factors that have played a role in how you feel physically, emotionally, mentally, and just start to tune into yourself, your body, your state of mind, and let your breath be that anchor, kind of like that continuous metronome that helps to keep you here as we transition into this practice. So without further ado, find a comfortable seated position. Take a moment to just kind of explore your seat, shifting the weight forward and back. And then simply sit up tall, pull the shoulders up and back and relax them down. Balancing the crown of your head right over top of the belly button. Letting the spine stack tip to tailbone, base of the skull, all the way down to where the floor meets your seat. And just take a few breaths. You can close the eyes or just gently look forward and down. If you find that your mind continues to wander or you have recurring thoughts, just take another deep breath. You could even place your hands on your belly or just touch a finger and thumb, just a little something to bring you back to the present moment and really ride out that breath. We're just going to take one more deep breath all together now as a group. We're going to exhale completely. As you exhale, press your hands gently against your belly. And as you inhale, let the belly press into the hands. Let the hands come up to the chest. Feel the chest lift as you inhale and expand. And as you exhale, just press the hands out to the side and away. Articulate through the palms. Turn the thumbs up. Pull the shoulder blades back. And exhale again and press those hands away. And shake out the hands. We're going to come up to standing and we'll move through some general warm-ups in a standing position. So take your time to stand up tall. So once you're in that standing position, just take a few steps and let your weight evenly distribute from right to left, right foot, left foot. You can kind of walk in place for just a few strides. And then go ahead and just come back to a natural Standing position, feet under knees, under hips, under shoulders, everything stacked. Little space under the armpits. Now turn your thumbs to face forward. And inhale, reach your hands up high overhead. Press the hips forward gently, little lean back. Exhale, press the hands out to the side, lengthen through your neck. Reach the crown of the head forward, bring a little bend in the knees. Let the hands hang heavy down towards the floor, down towards your calves. And then inhale up halfway, brace yourself against your thighs. Stretch your spine long, push your tailbone out behind you. And then exhale, just melt down one set of vertebrae at a time. Keep a bend in the knees. Inhale, come back up to standing. Reach the hands up high. Heart lifted, hands rise. Last, press the hips forward. Exhale, relax the hands down. And inhale, touch your hands together in the center of your chest. Exhale, relax here, settle in through the feet. And inhale, sweep the hands up, open the heart, lift through the neck, tilt the chin as you gently press the hips. Exhale, shift the hips back, weight staying grounded over the heels. Relax the hands down towards your floor. Inhale up halfway, hands to knees or thighs, reaching the chest forward, lengthen through the neck. Exhale, melt it on back down, stretching the back and hamstrings. Inhale all the way back up to standing, crown of the head reaches up, chest, hips stack, hands reach up last. Exhale, hands touch in front of the chest, and then inhale here, heart rises, belly tucks in. One more time, one more round of what's called sun breathing. That's what this little sequence is referred to as. Nice full body warm up for the back. Backs of the legs, lower back, thoracic spine. Inhale up halfway, hands to thighs, reach and lengthen. And exhale, let it all float down. Inhale, slowly round the spine, back up, shoulders pull back, hips and chest lift, hands come up last. Exhale, hands relax down through center, right there in the center of the chest. And go ahead and lower the hands down. Good. So we're going to step our feet a little wider. You can just shift each foot about 3 inches to the side so your feet are right outside of your shoulders. Bring a little bend in the knees. We're just going to do some gentle spinal twist, some standing spinal twist. So your arms are just going to kind of float by your side. And it's not just a swinging of the arms like this. Rather, it's a full fluid rotation through your torso. So you're going to actually kind of keep your legs sort of locked forward. And it's really the rotation is going to come from the base of the hips, through the belly button, through the rib cage, and through the chest, and then kind of just accentuate through the arms, like so. Now see if you can inhale for 4 taps, meaning 2 taps on each side. For example, inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, then exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep that up. If you're going to change anything, see if you can even slow it down a little bit. Maybe get 1 or 2 extra taps out of your exhale. Keep the spine long. We're going to stay with this about 30 more seconds. Go ahead and slowly let the arms return to stillness. Bring your torso back to center. Good. Step the feet in just a little bit, but they can still be a little bit wider than your hips. Toes facing forward. We're going to inhale, squeeze the hand, make fist, pull the shoulders up, draw them back. Inhale and hold your breath in. Then you're going to bend at the knees and exhale, just drop, throw your hands towards the floor. Just like that. Just let all that tension release. Again, inhale like you're picking up a heavy weight. Pull the shoulders up, draw it back and down. Exhale, release. You can even let an audible ha, like a sigh, or a really kind of low-key shout if you're in the space where that's appropriate. Just kind of release that any tension or stress in your body or from your system. Let's do that 3 more times. Inhale, pull the shoulders up, stand up tall, clench the fists and squeeze them tight. Exhale, release. Great, twice more. Release. Awesome job. Go ahead and step the feet back to a nice normal stance, normal width, right underneath of the hips. We're going to take a nice lateral stretch now. You can reach up and grab a hold of one wrist. Reach that side of the body long as you stretch, pressing that hip into the stretch, pulling the elbows back. Then go ahead and switch. Good job. Let all that fresh, oxygen-rich blood make its way through the side body. Also giving the liver and spleen, digestive organs a little massage here as we lengthen one side. Gently retract the other side. One more time on each side. Great. Go ahead and just shake out the arms and shoulders. Shake out the hips. We're going to start to loosen up our lower back and hips a little more. Those feet can actually come a little bit wider again. And then just start to slowly make some hip circles. You can really drop those hips back. You can even start to hinge at the hips on that back half of the circle and feel the hamstring starting to work some more. You can make about 12 to 15 circles in each direction. When you're ready, you can switch if you hadn't already. You can slowly come back to center. So we're going to make our way through one more standing warm up, and then we're going to transition into some sun salutations just to complete that full body warm up phase. So we're going to start with an eagle stretch. This is really great for kind of like the middle back and the scapula, the shoulder blade muscles. So what we're going to do is inhale, open the arms out wide. What we're actually going to do is stack our right arm over top of our left arm out in front of us. So kind of making like an X shape with the arms here, stacking elbow over elbow. You're going to bring the forearms or back of the hands together actually. And then if you can, you're going to reach this left hand, the underneath arm around and bind the right hand. So you're going to clasp that right hand. You're getting a really big opening across those back muscles now in the shoulder blades. trapezius. You can push the elbows up towards the ceiling, out and away from you, while you simultaneously relax your shoulders down. We're going to be here for about 40 seconds on each side. You can invite even some little movements in, lifting the elbows and then dropping them, or maybe making some little circles side to side. If you can't quite clasp and reach the hands, you could always use your belt or a yoga strap or resistance band, something to kind of close the distance between the hands. Go ahead and release, open the arms out wide like you're gonna go hug a giant tree or give someone a great big bear hug, and then just wrap the arms, give them a squeeze, and then go ahead and just shake the arms and shoulders out. And we'll do the exact same thing on the other side. You can inhale, arms open wide. We're gonna have the left arm on top this time. Reaching that right arm underneath, stack the elbows, hands close together. If you can, bind the hands. Press those elbows up and away while the shoulder blades relax back and down. When you're ready, you can release the hands, uncross the arms, roll the shoulders back and down, shake out through the wrists and forearms. Very good. So we're going to prepare for our sun salutations now. All you need is a clear open space about the size of a yoga mat, and we'll go ahead and get started at the top of that space. You can start just like we did with our sun breathing. We're going to inhale and reach the hands up and overhead, press the hips forward, chest opens, nice little back bend here. And then exhale, hinge from your hips, stretching the lower back and hamstrings. Fingers reach towards the floor. Now we're going to step our left foot back and lower this left knee down into a lunge. And we're going to inhale, rise up, chest lifted tall. You can bring the hands to touch in front of the chest. You can keep your hands down by your side, or you can reach your hands up and overhead. It's a personal choice. Explore what feels right for you. And then once your arms and hands are in a comfortable position, focus in on your hips. Make sure that this front knee does not exceed the toes, but otherwise start to shift the hips forward and down, pressing your pelvis and tailbone towards that front heel. When you're ready, the hands are going to come back down to frame that front foot. We're going to step this front foot, our right foot, back towards the left. You can stay on your hands and knees. And if we want to stay in that mode of rest and grounding, we can come into a child's pose. Hands on the floor, forearms up, forehead resting down. If you want something a little more active that's technically still a rest, you can move into downward facing dog. That triangle pose shape, that upside down letter V shape. You can bend one knee, then the other. So just choose what feels appropriate for you and your energy levels. Down dog or child's pose. Just stay there for about 5 more breaths. When you're ready, you're going to shift forward onto your belly. Lower down all the way to your belly with your hands right underneath of the front of the shoulders, toes untucked. You can even just kind of widen your legs a little bit. Press your hips firmly down into the mat. Inhale, pull your shoulder blades back and stretch through the head, neck, and chest. Gently reaching the center of the chest up. You can imagine you're really stretching the front of your body here. Pulling the back body together, squeezing those shoulder blades. And then when you're ready, we're going to press back to our downward facing dog, just long enough so that we can step that left foot up in between the hands and lower the right knee down. You can find that same hand position that you did on the other side for your lunge. And then when you're ready, just gently shift the hips forward and down, scooping that lower belly in, really focusing on that stretch across that right hip flexor. That next exhalation, the hands will frame the front foot. We're going to step our back foot forward, standing forward fold, deep bend in the knees. Inhale up halfway, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, melt the upper body, hang like a rag doll here. Inhale, come all the way back to standing. Hands come up last. Exhale, palms touch in front of the chest. Good. So we're going to move through one more round of our sun salutations. We'll do so a little bit more quickly now. Exhale, hands touch in front of the chest. Inhale, stand tall here. Exhale for one more breath. And then inhale, repeat the cycle. Hands stretch up, heart open, hips press forward. Exhaling, hinge from the hips, fold forward and down. Right foot steps far back. Slowly lower the right knee. This time, if you wish, you can keep your right hand on a block or the floor and start to twist, reaching your left hand up. Hands frame that front foot, step back, downward dog or child's pose, your choice. Slowly shift the hips, chest, head and neck forward, and find yourself either in this supported Sphinx pose with the elbows propped up underneath the shoulders, or in Bhujangasana, the Cobra pose, with the hands tucked underneath of the front of shoulders. Inhale, lift head, neck, and chest. Exhale, press it on back, child's pose or down dog. And when you're ready, go ahead and step right foot forward, slowly soften that left knee down. Again, if you want, you can take the twist, keeping your left hand on the floor or a prop, and then twisting, opening your chest to the right. Hands frame that front foot, step the back foot forward, standing forward fold. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, release. Inhale all the way back to standing. Exhale, hands rest in front of the chest. Great job. Very good. So we're going to come back down to our mats now. We're actually going to sit with our legs stretched out in front. If you need to grab a drink, now is a fine time. So if you have really tight hamstrings or have been suffering from any low back issues, I want you to take a pillow or a bolster or a cushion or maybe even some yoga blocks and place them underneath of your knees to allow for this natural kind of flow and bend through the knees here. If you don't have anything like that, or you don't feel like as if you need something like that, just be mindful to keep your weight evenly displaced between the hips. Keep your feet about hip distance apart and try not to lock your legs out, but just keep a natural, just flexibility behind the knees there. We're going to make our way into this seated forward fold. It's very similar to our standing forward fold. It's really focusing on hinging from the hips and lengthening the torso up as we start to fold and relax the torso towards the knees. If you want to, you can hook the feet with your hands or grab a band or strap, and just over the next minute or 90 seconds, just gently explore this forward fold. You can inhale, bring the hands up and overhead, and exhale, just gently hinge from the hips and relax the hands forward. You may continue to make this a dynamic stretch by adding in the movement with your breath, or you may prefer the benefit of a static stretch, holding in one place and just very gradually lengthening over time. About 30 more seconds in your forward fold. Slowly inhale, lift head, neck, and chest. If you have any props, go ahead and remove those. Just slide those out to the side. So we're going to make our way into a seated twist next. And we're going to do this right from the position that we're at. So all we're going to do is hug this right knee in towards the chest. And if you wish, you can step this right foot over and across to the outside edge of this left leg. And now use your left arm to really hug that right leg in. Keep your sitting bones firmly planted on the floor and try not to round in your back. Sit up as tall as you comfortably can. And then inhale, sweep this right hand around behind. Follow that right hand thumb with your eyes and place that hand on the floor behind you. Inhale, look forward with the eyes. Bring the hands forward. Go ahead and uncross that right leg and stretch the right leg out. Just pause a moment here before you switch sides. When you're ready, you can hug that left knee in toward the chest, step the left foot over, hug that left leg in good with the right hand, and then let the eye gaze follow that left hand around behind. Try and keep the shoulders relaxed, both sitting bones on the floor, and try to keep that left foot planted on the floor as it crosses over. Good. When you're ready, turn back to center, uncross the leg, straighten that left leg out. Now we're going to do one last thing while we're sitting in this position. And this simple dynamic movement is really great for creating stability and balance and actually helping to prevent injuries through the SI joint. So all you're going to do is pick up one hip and literally just kind of hike that whole butt cheek and sitting bone back. And then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. It's almost like you're scooching back and doing the moonwalk, but with your sitting bones. So if you can imagine that and pull that off, that is kind of the movement. Now, if you want to, you can kind of scooch forward, do that same thing. And you can go forward and back over a distance of about 12 to 18 inches. Do that 3 times, and that's sufficient to work and reset that area of the lower back. Try not to rush it. Take your time. Great job. When you get back to the center, you can come to rest on your back. Place your feet on the floor with the feet wide. Let the knees stack in together. Let the hands rest on the belly or chest, or just put your arms down by the side. Tilt your chin slightly away. Pull the shoulder blades beneath you. And just take about a 30 to 45-second rest here. Let your face relax. Let your jaw be unclenched. You can even open and close the jaw, rotate the muscles of the face a little bit. So we're going to transition into some of our final stretches. We're going to make our way into a figure 4 shape, hip stretch. So you can gently pull the knees back apart. You can just very gently windshield wiper the knees, 3 or 4 inches side to side. Maybe progressively dropping them all the way towards the floor. And then you go ahead and hug the right knee in towards your chest for a moment. And then when you're ready, we're going to cross the right shin over top of the left knee joint. And you're going to be at the low part of the shin, nearing the ankle. Keep this right foot flexed, meaning toes pulled back towards the knee. That's going to keep the knee stable here. And you might already be feeling a little stretch. If you feel like you want a little extra, then you can grab a hold of the back of that left leg and pull that left knee into the chest, in the direction of the chest, as you start to press the right knee in the opposite direction. We're going to switch sides in just a moment. Take one more deep breath in. And as you exhale, gently release the hands, lower the foot down, uncross the legs. And again, just take a couple repetitions of those windshield wiper movements side to side. And when you're ready, we'll finish with that same movement on the other side. Go ahead and hug that left knee in towards the chest, and pause a moment. Go ahead and cross that bottom part of the left shin. Make your figure 4 shape, crossing over the top of knee. If you want, you can repeat the same steps as you did on the other side there. When you're ready, you can release the hands, set that right foot down, gently uncross the legs, and then just take a moment to hug both knees in towards the chest. Take a little rock side to side. Now, I want to give you a few different options of places you can close your practice, and you're welcome to stay in these restorative poses for as long as you need to. We're nearing the end of our time together for this particular class, but I still want to give you a couple of options that when I close in the next few minutes, you're welcome to stay in for as long as you need to feel restored. So the first of which is going to be a restorative bridge pose. You can use a block, or if you want to, a bolster or a pillow, something that's supportive enough that you can slide underneath the hips as you lift the hips up, knees in line with shoulders. You're going to be really balanced on the shoulder blades. That's the base for this restorative bridge. Chin tilted away so you can get all that length in the neck for blood to flow to. and you can stay right here. This would be option 1. Option 2, you can simply stretch the legs and arms wide, just relax here, classic Shavasana. Or option 3, if you wish, you can clear a little spot on the wall, which I'll do here now. And you can rest with your legs up the wall. Just another nice restorative pose for your lower back. To do so, it's kind of just like it sounds. Takes a little bit of wiggling and moving. But you can go ahead and find your way up to the wall, glutes as close as you can, and go ahead and relax with your legs up the wall. So that is where you can find yourself now. One of those 3 positions, either in that restorative bridge, classic Shavasana, or legs up the wall. And that will be my parting gift for you all tonight. Please stay in that restorative pose as long as you need to complete your practice. Again, thank you everybody for joining. Please go to visit our YouTube page for more classes at Library CCPL. On YouTube, you can search that, find the wellness channel or the yoga playlist, and search past classes. Enjoy your final restorative pose.